Well, hey everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Nathan Jones. I talk about all things movies, Blu-rays for the most part. But today we're going to be talking about Arrow. Arrow finally delivered my package that I ordered a month ago. These are trying times, I understand. But I finally got my Arrow video sale package that came in the mail, and I'm really excited to share this with you because I actually only have 3 Arrows prior to this. I only have The Stuff, I have Cinema Paradiso, and I have Gosford Park. So I'm excited to add to my Arrow collection. I want to expand further and further. A lot of these are also Region 2, and so I just want to let everyone know. So a lot of these choices that I have are Region B/Region 2. So unless you have one of those players, if you're in the UK or anywhere in Europe, I guess you're good. And also I think Canada, but there's also the fact that you can get it in all regions Blu-ray player too. But before we get into that, I actually wanted to talk a little bit about Cobwebs. So Cobwebs is a cinema podcast, a gothic cinema podcast run by my friend Daniel. So the reason I brought up Cobwebs is that I'm going to be on a episode soon talking with Daniel about the Hammer Horror Dracula series, and I'm really excited to talk about those because I just watched all of them for the first time. I talked about the Horrors of Dracula all the way to the Legends of the Seven Golden Vampires, which is really crazy because you get Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing initially start off, and some of them fall apart. You know, Peter Cushing leaves, Lee's there the whole time, all the way up to the very last movie where you don't see Christopher Lee. But I am really excited to talk about that. Whenever I do that podcast, I will let you know as the audience, and I'm really excited to talk about it. So let's go into the Arrow movies that I picked up. Alright, so the Arrow films that I picked up was the first one that I actually want to thank one of my viewers, Andre. Andre, you are fantastic, and I remember about a few months ago that you had posted this movie and told me to watch it. Several people have told me to watch this movie, so I actually am so excited to own this now. I have One Cut of the Dead. I've heard this is a crazy zombie flick. I heard it's like a found footage film, and half of it is not exactly what you expect it to be. So I cannot wait to check this film out. This is the limited edition that I got from Arrow, and so I'm excited. That's with a slipcover. It's just it's really cool, and so I'm really excited to check out this film and tell you more about it once I see it. All right, so the rest of these films are actually a mix of Arrow Academy and Arrow Video films, and so I do want to show you the reverse covers of these. So if you really want to, you can look up each of these titles that I'm about to talk about, and this is the alternate cover. So you can switch it on Arrows, which are really, really cool. So for example, my first film that I'll talk about is The Major and the Minor. So this is the alternative cover right here of this film. So what I mentioned by that is the original cover for how they bring it up is like right there. And so what's really cool about this film, and also most of Arrow Academy and Arrow Video films, is that you have that reversible cover. So anyway, I actually do like this reverse cover a little bit more than the alternative cover, although I do like the pink in this. So The Major and the Minor. So this is Ginger Rogers and Ray Milland, and this is from 1942, and I think this is a type of classic comedy that is directed by Billy Wilder, who I fucking love. I love Billy Wilder so much, and I cannot wait to check out this film. The Major and the Minor. My friend Chris has this as well. Yeah, I'm just really excited about this. Yeah, right here, and that's the back. So that's the second film that I picked up. The third film has 2 of my favorite people in the whole world, and they are 2 of the Monty Python troupe, and that is A Fish Called Wanda, right? So Fish Called Wanda, those 2 people I mentioned, John Cleese and Michael Palin, are in this. We also have Jamie Lee Curtis, who's fantastic, and Kevin Kline. I actually have not seen this film, and this film came out in 1988, and so I'm really excited to check out this. This is, like I said, the alternate cover right here. And actually I like the original cover for this a little bit more than the original, or than the alternate cut. I cannot figure out which one I'm talking about. So anyway, I'm really excited to check out A Fish Called Wanda. I've had this on my list for a long time. Alright, so now we're actually going to move to a film that recently came out, actually last year, and it's been on my radar for quite some time since I heard about this film. And this is the alternate cover, like I said. That is Lords of Chaos. And so this right here, if many of you know, you can tell by my shirt, I don't know if you can see, I have a Converge shirt. I'm actually a big metal fan, metalhead, I guess. But I've always really enjoyed darker music. So I've enjoyed black metal, death metal, grindcore, all of that. But I also love progressive metal, and I like all sorts of other music as well. But I've always been fascinated by the church burnings in Norway in the 1990s, which is a really crazy thing and is a really bad association to have with black metal. In fact, that's kind of part of the stain on its history, but it's really exciting to have this movie, which is kind of a revision. Obviously, it's not completely true. Who knows what actually happened with this band Mayhem. If you haven't looked into it, it's a really crazy story. But Lords of Chaos, it's got Rory Culkin in it. I know who plays Varg. Elliot Coen, Jack Kilmer, Sky Ferreira, and Walter Skarsgård. So I cannot wait to check out this movie. Like I said, I'm a big fan of metal music, and so this is a part of metal history, and so you're just going to have to learn about it. And this is the alternate cover. The reason I did that one because it has that black metal logo kind of on the side, but also the original cover I think looks a lot better because it's just it's a church burning right there. I'm not condoning that, so definitely don't burn churches, and definitely don't do anything crazy, but for cinema, it's a pretty cool story, I suppose. Even if it is real, it's a really crazy story. So I'm excited to check out this movie. All right, next we're going to talk about these last two movies that I picked up. Both of them are trilogies, and both of them I have never seen before. They're both by Japanese filmmakers, so I'm really excited to delve into this because I'm a big fan of Japanese cinema. The first thing I want to talk about is the Taisho Trilogy. So like I said, this is the alternate cover right here. I actually think the original cover is a little bit better, and it has more of that traditional Japanese art that I think is really cool. So we have Seiyujin Suzuki, and we have 3 films by that director Suzuki, and we have something that I'm probably going to say incorrectly. It looks like a German word. Ziegenweisen? Unterweisen. I probably said that. I butchered that incorrectly. You also have Kagoroza and Yumeji. So I'm really excited to check out the Taisho Trilogy. This came out in 1980. We have 1981 and 1991, so respectively, for what I just mentioned. And then the last thing that I picked up is something that I've really loved this filmmaker for quite some time. And I really loved his film that came out last year, Shoplifters. Was it last year? Honestly, I'm losing touch on when things came out. Maybe it was 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. But that's Kore-eda. And this is the Family Values Trilogy. And these are 3 films by Hirokazu Kore-eda. Like I said, we have I Wish, Like Father, Like Son, and After the Storm. So this is the alternate cover, like I've been mentioning before. The other cover looks pretty sweet too, but I think I like the alternate a little bit more. Just different shades of different color, right? And how that's set up. But I've really enjoyed Kore-eda's work. I have a few of his works. I have a Criterion of his as well that I have yet to see. I believe it's right here. Still Walking. I cannot wait to check out that film sometime. But yes, I'm really excited to check out. This is actually the first thing I put in my cart when I was doing the Arrow video sale. I picked this immediately first because I'm like, oh, I love Kore-eda. Because he's like he hates hearing this, but he's like a modern Ozu in a sense, that he kind of tackles family issues and that kind of non-event that is, cinema. Sometimes he just is just capturing what's going on to a family. And so I think it's really cool. Can't wait to check out these flicks and films. Yeah, so those are my movies that I picked up. This is my Arrow video haul. So I finally picked up some films from Arrow, and I'm really excited. So check out those if you have not seen it. If you have, let me know how they are down below. Did you pick up anything for that sale, for the Arrow sale? Let me know down in the description down below. I have some friends from the UK who actually got theirs. I want to give a good shout out to Elliot Coen, who has already posted, I think, a couple of his hauls. He already got his Arrow video hauls that came out from the sale, and those are really good pickups, and I actually got a lot of good ideas. I also really wanted to get the Makalbaf. I'm probably saying that incorrectly. The Contemporary of Kiarostami. I wanted to get that trilogy as well. I learned about it after the fact, but that's just how that works. probably for next time. That's okay. So I want to say thank you so much for checking out this video. Give a big shout out to all my friends out there. Like I said before, Andre, thanks for giving me the idea to get One Cut for the Dead. Elliot, thanks for telling me about Arrow, getting really in depth with it. My friend Chris, Seth, and Daniel, they're all three of them are big Arrow fans, and I'm just really, really excited and happy to be in this community. So thank you so much for checking this video out. Comment down below, like this video, share this video, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you next time. I'm not jonesing around.